I want to start with a confession. Most people who do knowledge work won't admit out loud. I spent the first 12 years of my career pretending to take good notes. In meetings, on calls, during interviews, I had 3 notebook systems, 2 note-taking apps, a whole shelf of unused planner, and the dirty secret was that none of it worked. By the time I needed to remember what someone said in a meeting from 3 weeks ago, the notes were either incomplete, illegible, or just gone. Then about a year ago, I started using one tool. It costs less than a Netflix subscription, and after roughly 1,000 meetings with it, I will tell you flatly that it has done more for my professional output than any productivity book, any time management system, any expensive course I've ever paid for. The tool is called Granola, and the reason I'm making a full video about one app is that what it represents is bigger than note-taking. It's a category shift in how we use AI for actual professional work. Most AI tutorials show you ChatGPT tricks. Granola is the kind of tool that quietly changes what you're capable of doing in a week. Today I'm going to walk you through exactly why it works, the 4 ways I use it that nobody else talks about, and the broader principle behind why this kind of tool is going to matter way more than another chatbot prompt list. Let me explain the problem Granola actually solves, because it's not the obvious one. If you've ever used Otter or Fireflies or any of the big meeting AI tools, you know the pattern. A robot joins your call. There's a little circle that says recording bot. Your client sees it. Your boss sees it. And there is a quiet awkwardness that enters the room. Not because anyone objects out loud, but because nobody likes the feeling of being recorded by a third party they didn't invite. Sales conversations get more guarded. Investor calls feel more transactional. Even one-on-ones with your manager start to feel performative when there's a watching bot in the meeting. Granola does something simple and obvious in hindsight. It doesn't join the meeting. It just listens to the audio coming out of your laptop. No bot, no notification, no awkward third party. The other person doesn't see anything. You're just on a normal call. But Granola is quietly transcribing every word in real time. This single design choice, no bot, is the whole reason it's taken off with venture capitalists, consultants, sales leaders, and senior executives. These are people who have high-stakes conversations every day and cannot afford to add friction to them. The shift in your behavior is immediate. You stop typing furiously. You stop pretending to take notes. You start actually listening fully, presently, without splitting your attention. And the meetings get better, not because of Granola directly, but because you finally get to be in the conversation instead of documenting it. Here's where Granola does something most people don't even realize is happening. When you're in a meeting, Granola gives you a blank notepad. You can type your own notes during the call, just 1 or 2 words at a time. Your reactions, your observations, the things you actually want to remember. You're not transcribing the meeting. The AI is doing that. You're capturing your perspective on the meeting. Then when the meeting ends, here's the move. Granola blends your typed notes with the full AI transcript into one clean document. Your own observations show up in black. The AI-generated summary shows up in gray. You can scan and instantly see what you personally cared about and zoom into the AI's full context for anything that needs more detail. This is the part that changes everything. For the first time in my career, I have meeting notes that reflect both what was said and what I thought about what was said. Not one or the other. Both integrated. A traditional AI transcript is overwhelming. 20 pages of text you'll never read again. A traditional human note is incomplete. 3 bullet points that miss most of the meeting. Granola gives you the best of both, and it does it without you doing extra work. The tactical move for new users: start every meeting by typing the question, "What do I need from this conversation?" at the top of your notepad. Then through the meeting, just jot 2 or 3 short fragments. Names mentioned, decisions made, gut reactions you want to remember. That's it. Granola does the rest. After 20 meetings doing this, you'll have a personal archive that's more useful than any CRM you've ever tried. Now we get to the feature that almost nobody talks about, and that I'd argue is the most underrated capability in the entire product. Granola lets you create custom templates for how your meeting summaries are structured. This sounds boring. It's the opposite of boring. Let me show you why. By default, Granola generates a generic summary. Topics discussed, action items, key points. That's fine for normal meeting. But your meetings aren't all the same. A sales discovery call needs different things than a one-on-one with your team, needs different things than a podcast interview, needs different things than a vendor evaluation. What you do is build templates for each each meeting type. For my sales calls, I have a template that pulls out prospect specific pain point, current solution they're using, budget signals, decision makers mentioned, objections raised, and clear next steps. For my team one-on-ones, I have a template that pulls out what they're celebrating, what they're stuck on, what they need from me, and one thing they want to learn. For research interviews, I have a template that pulls out surprising quotes, contradictions to my hypothesis, and follow-up people to talk to. Same meeting recording. 3 completely different outputs depending on which template I apply. The compounding effect is enormous. After 3 months of using templates, I have hundreds of structured documents that are searchable, comparable, and actually useful. I can pull every sales call from Q1 and look at every objection raised. I can pull every one-on-one from the year and see patterns in what my team needed. That's not note-taking, that's operational intelligence. Build 3 templates this week. 1 for the meeting type you have most often. Just 3. Then watch what happens to your follow-up game. Here's where granola starts to feel like science fiction in a way most AI tools claim, but rarely deliver. Inside any meeting, you can chat with the transcript, ask it questions, pull out theme, extract specific data point. But that's table stake. Every transcription tool does that now. The real magic is the cross-meeting chat. You can ask granola questions across your entire meeting history, and it pulls from every conversation you've had on the platform. Try this. After 30 meetings on granola, open the chat and ask, what are the 3 concerns I've heard most often from prospects this month? Or, across my team one-on-ones, who has mentioned feeling stuck on something more than once? Or, what did I commit to that I haven't followed up on yet? The answers come back referencing specific meetings, specific quotes, specific dates. You're no longer remembering, you're querying. For salespeople, this is a 10x advantage. You walk into any call already remembering exactly what was said in the last 3 calls with that company, even ones you weren't on. If your team uses shared folders, for founders, you can scan an entire month of customer conversations and surface patterns you'd never catch reading transcripts manually. For consultants, you have institutional memory across every client engagement. I want to be honest about the limit here. The chat is only as good as your archive. The first month you use granola, the cross-meeting chat won't impress you. By month 3, you'll start to feel a real difference. By month 6, you'll wonder how you ever worked without it. The single move that took granola from useful to essential for me was connecting it to my other tools. The Slack integration is the obvious one. After every meeting, granola can automatically post the summary to a specified Slack channel. So if you have a customer success channel, every customer call lands there 10 seconds after the call ends. Your team is informed without you forwarding anything, without you writing a recap email, without you doing post-meeting admin work at all. But the deeper move is the Zapier connection. This is where granola stops being a note taker and starts being the core of a meeting operations system. 3 workflows I run right now. First, every sales call automatically gets its summary pushed into my CRM as a note attached to the prospect's record. Second, any meeting where the AI detects an action item gets that action item piped into my task manager with a due date. Third, every podcast interview I do gets its transcript automatically saved to a specific Google Drive folder where I can pull quotes for content later. None of these workflows require me to do anything after a meeting. The meeting ends, the automation runs, the work is in the right places. If you've been wondering why some people seem to operate at twice the speed of everyone else, this is what it actually looks like. Not magic, not 4 a.m. wake up. Just one tool doing the post-meeting work that used to take 45 minutes and doing it before you've even closed your laptop. Granola is one example. There are at least 10 tools of this class that I think every serious AI learner should know about, and I'm covering them one by one over the next few videos. If you've never used granola, the free plan gives you enough to see what I'm describing within your first week of meetings. Start there. Build 2 templates. Connect it to Slack. Use the chat feature on a 30-day archive. By the time you've done those 4 things, you'll never go back to manual notes. Drop in the comments. What's the one meeting type you have most often that you've never had a good note system for? I'll tell you exactly how I'd build a granola template for it. Subscribe. This entire series is about the tools nobody is making YouTube videos about that actually matter. Next week, I'm covering the voice tool that quietly replaced my keyboard. See you then.